Join me as I dive into the drama of Kirk Franklin exposing Yolanda Adams in church at 55. Let's see what really went down. Kirk Franklin and Yolanda Adams are two heavyweights in the church music scene, known for their soul-stirring voices and unwavering faith. With careers spanning decades, they've both made significant contributions to gospel music, inspiring countless fans with their heartfelt lyrics and uplifting melodies. Kirk Franklin and Yolanda Adams have had their fair share of collaborations and public appearances, but behind the scenes, rumors of tension had been swirling. Sources close to the artists hinted at a long-standing feud, allegedly sparked by creative differences and personal egos. Over time, these whispers grew louder, and it seemed only a matter of time before things came to a head. Their relationship had been under scrutiny, with fans and critics alike speculating about the nature of their disagreement. As the drama unfolded, it became clear that their issues ran deeper than just a simple misunderstanding. What happens when worship turns into a business? A firestorm is erupting across the gospel and CCM world, and at the center of it are names like Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, and Maverick City Music. Accusations of selling out for profit, losing spiritual authenticity, and turning Sunday praise into stadium profit. This isn't just music anymore. It's a battle for the soul of gospel itself. And trust me, what Yolanda Adams just said, it changed everything. The Christian music world is on fire. And no, we're not talking about a revival. We're talking about a growing divide that's rattling pews, pulpit platforms, and playlists. On one side, you've got CCM, contemporary Christian music, slick production, crossover appeal, and major corporate backing. On the other side, traditional gospel, raw, soulful, church-rooted music that's been the heartbeat of black worship for generations. And in the middle of this storm, Maverick City Music, Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, and a host of worship leaders caught in a viral debate that's raising serious questions. Is gospel music being whitewashed for mainstream acceptance? Is CCM too profit-driven, losing the message in exchange for chart success? Are artists compromising their faith to sell records in the name of Jesus? The internet lit up after Yolanda Adams gave a brutally honest interview, questioning whether some modern worship music still serves God or the industry. That sparked a wave of reactions, including Maverick City's defense of their collaboration with Kirk Franklin, and gospel fans accusing CCM artists of cultural appropriation and tokenizing black voices. And here's the kicker. The money involved in this worship war will blow your mind. In this deep dive, we're exposing the profit pipelines, the industry manipulation, and the theological compromises that many fans and even pastors are starting to call out. You won't believe what Maverick City's team had to say when they were confronted with accusations of watering down the gospel for ticket sales. And wait until you hear how Kirk Franklin clapped back. This is where it gets interesting. So sit tight because we're unpacking the real tension between CCM and gospel. And it's more than just musical style. It's about identity, integrity, and influence. To understand the storm swirling around Maverick City, Kirk Franklin, and Yolanda Adams today, we first need to go back, way back, to the roots of Christian music in America. See, gospel music and CCM weren't always on separate sides of the aisle. They both originated as musical expressions of faith, but they grew up in very different churches, cultures, and communities. Let's start with gospel. Born out of the black church experience in the early 20th century, gospel music was never just entertainment. It was ministry. It was birthed in pain, hope, resistance, and joy. Gospel wasn't just music sung in churches. It was a survival language for African American communities during segregation, racism, and social injustice. Pioneers like Thomas Dorsey, Mahalia Jackson, and later James Cleveland laid the foundation. Gospel was rooted in call and response worship, deep theology, and emotional spirit-led performance. It didn't need a record deal to be powerful. It just needed truth. Now flip over to CCM, contemporary Christian music, which started gaining ground in the 1960s and 70s, primarily in white evangelical spaces. Artists like Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, and Stephen Curtis Chapman introduced faith-based music with pop and rock influences, targeting radio audiences and suburban churches. CCM was clean, polished, and designed for mass consumption. Over time, these two genres built separate audiences, separate charts, and, this is key, separate budgets. The money behind CCM became massive. Record labels like Capitol Christian Music Group and Provident Music Group, both under major corporate umbrellas, turned worship music into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Artists toured in megachurches, filled arenas, and topped Billboard charts, all while singing about Jesus. Meanwhile, gospel, despite its influence and unmatched vocal excellence, was often left underfunded, underpromoted, and undervalued. This divide wasn't just about style. It was about race, class, and access. Gospel artists often had to fight for visibility. Their music was labeled as urban or niche, even though many CCM artists were heavily influenced by gospel sounds. Some gospel artists were even discouraged from crossing over because labels feared their message, or their blackness, would alienate mainstream Christian audiences. Their once unstoppable bond had started to fray, and the church community was left wondering what had caused the rift. Insiders revealed that Kirk Franklin had grown increasingly frustrated with Yolanda Adams' alleged diva behavior, while Adams' team shot back with claims of Franklin's controlling nature. As the tension escalated, it seemed like a powder keg waiting to ignite. Fans were shocked and saddened by the news, as Kirk and Yolanda had been a beloved fixture in the gospel music scene for so long. The incident that sparked this explosion of drama took place during a live church service, where Kirk Franklin made a shocking revelation about Yolanda Adams. With the congregation in attendance, Franklin took the stage and shared his side of the story, leaving many in the audience stunned and speechless. The air was thick with tension as Franklin spoke his truth, and the room erupted into a mix of gasps, whispers and murmurs. The audience was left reeling from the unexpected confrontation, and the fallout was immediate. Yolanda Adams' team quickly responded with a statement, defending her actions and pushing back against Franklin's claims. The usually private Adams took to social media to share her side of the story, and fans were left to pick up the pieces and try to make sense of it all. This explosive moment has left fans and fellow artists alike questioning what's next for these gospel legends. Will they be able to reconcile and continue spreading their message of love and faith, or has this incident forever altered the dynamics of their relationship? One thing's for sure, their devoted fans will be watching closely, eager to see how this drama unfolds. If you're still trying to wrap your head around what happened, let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more insights into church dynamics and the world of gospel music, be sure to check out our next video, where we dive deeper into the complexities of ministry and fame. Thanks for watching and subscribes.